Hello boys, girls, and bees! I'm Senpai, and welcome to my channel, and today we have a video or a clip. Mysta wrote a message and a wish for mistakes. I think I saw a little bit of this. They made a grave in Minecraft for mistakes or something like that. Would I consider myself a mistake? I think I would. I mean, I've actually been watching I've been watching Mysta since, God, how long? I remember watching live the first off collabs. I mean, when Nina, Mysta, Ike, and Vox met each other, and if I've been watching prior to that, that means I've been watching since before March 2022. So I've been watching for a long time then, nearly Mysta's entire time in Niji. So I would probably say I'm a mistake. I don't know. I don't know if I in my videos I want to say oh yeah, I'm a mistake or whatever, because I don't want to have I don't want to seem like a biasy. I like everyone. It's not like I don't specifically like people more than others in Ian. I like everybody. I like giving everybody a chance. I watch everybody, but I would say Mysta is probably one of the members who have made the biggest impact on me in that sense, and I think he was one of the major people that got me into NIJISANJI. But yeah, so we have this video. Mysta wrote a message and a wish for mistakes.
So I'll just read through it in case you just joined. I'll just read through everything before I put it up on the gravestone. Okay, so here is the letter I wrote to you guys just now, if you didn't know. A letter from me to you. Thank you all so much for not only supporting me for almost 2 years, but also...
almost 2 years, Sag.
But for also supporting my friends...
Couldn't make it there to 2 years.
Before joining this company, I was in a very bad place. Bad circumstances, fake friends, hard decisions to be made. From being almost homeless... I spelled homeless wrong. So fucking stupid. Homeless. Right before debut, to now providing homes to my family. This would never have been possible without all of you. Whether you donated, watched live, watched a VOD, liked a video, liked a tweet, or even just watched a 4-second TikTok, you changed my life in ways I never imagined.
Yeah, that's something that I feel like I feel like sometimes creators take for granted. Literally anybody that watches you, it doesn't matter if it's a donation or if it's just them viewing you, it helps. It 100% helps. Any person watching you is supporting you, and I think sometimes I feel like some creators kind of take that for granted, and you take for granted the fact that what Mysta says here, liked a tweet, watched a 4-second TikTok. That's support. That is supporting.
Could be possible. I've had many ups and downs throughout the 2 years here, but I will say regardless of the immense amount of hatred, doxing, personal attacks, and threats on me and my family, your kindness prevailed above all of this. Thank you.
It's... The sad reality is... These things are basically inevitable if you're in the kind of position Mysta is, which is the fucking tragic and sad reality, is that there's a lot of mental strain. Because the thing is, let's look at this in a hypothetical standpoint, right? The bigger your audience becomes, the more hate you're going to get, because obviously bigger audience, obviously, say hypothetically you have 10,000 people watching, and 98% of those people are supporters, and there's only because the thing is, for all creators, most of the time the majority of people are supportive, right, with comments and stuff. The minority is the hate comments. But the thing is, when you have a bigger audience, obviously there's more people, so that number of hate, the number of people hating on you goes up, even if it's still a small percentage obviously a small percentage of a bigger audience still equals to more people. And especially VTubers, there's just an insane, like, people that want to dox you and want to, like, find your face and find what you look like. That can be really scary. And it's an aspect of, like, VTubing that is really scary. The fact that people want to try to, like, find your, like, what you look like, find your identity, find your face, find your, like, your personal, like, I don't know, Facebook. Say, like, you have, like, a personal Facebook or something. They want to try and find it and try to hunt you down. It's like, that can be really scary. And I think that, I can really, Mysta talking and saying things about this, I feel like you can kind of start to really understand, I think, just personally why he's made this decision. Because being in the position that he's in, it puts a lot of mental and emotional strain on yourself. And I think people don't see that, because I think a lot of people are just like, oh, well, you have everything. You have 1 million subscribers. You're one of the biggest VTubers in the world. Why would you want to, step away from that? Well, you can think that from a hypothetical standpoint of, like, this happens with a lot of content creators. What are big content creators? They step away. Like, recently, Tfue, he stepped away. But even though he's actually bigger than Mysta, he's insanely big. He's a millionaire. He had 20 million subscribers, but he stepped away from that, and it's because it can be having so many eyes on you and so many people looking at you can be an emotionally straining thing. And I think, sadly, one of the reality of Mysta kind of losing out on his motivation, I think, to an extent, does contribute to his success. And what I mean by that is, I think, like, let's think of a hypothetical standpoint of, as a content creator, as a streamer, as a YouTuber, you have goals and aspirations. Right? Like, oh, I want to hit 10,000 subscribers. I want to hit 100k subscribers. I want to hit 1 million subscribers. But what happens if, say, Mysta, he comes in with goals in mind, and he has goals that he has set for himself that he wants to work hard towards. I want to hit 100k subscribers. Oh, I already hit 100k subscribers in a week. Okay, I want 250k subscribers. Oh, I already hit that. 500k, I hit that. 1 million subscribers. Oh, I already hit that. And in that aspect, in that reality, what, like, because the thing is, with passion and motivation, a lot of the time with content creation, you're striving towards a goal, and it's like, well, if Mysta basically has hit all the goals that he basically set out for himself when he joined, he has money. Let's just, like, say that he has money now. He has enough money to support his mom. He has more money than most of us combined. This month, he's gonna make a fucking insane amount of money. I don't even know, like, how much money he's gonna make on his graduation stream. Even obviously he's a part of a company. The company takes a cut. He still makes a ton of fucking money. But his graduation stream. I think it can hit 100k viewers. I can see that. I can see 100k viewers happening. But I think just people sometimes they don't look at the human aspect of it and realize that, like, it's a lot of pressure being in that sort of position. And I think Mystake kind of seemed like the kind of person who, like, I think that he doesn't seem the kind of person to, like, have aspirations. I want to be, like, the biggest VTuber in the world. I want to have 10 million subscribers, those sort of things. He doesn't seem like that. I think Mysta seems like he has goals he wants to set out for himself. He wants to, look after his mum, he wants to grow an audience, he wants to do these sort of things, and I think that he has basically really done everything that being in this company really has to offer. Because let's look at this in reality, honestly, in reality, what does him still being an Ian have for him? Like, what does it have for him? The Luxiem channel? Yeah, the Luxiem channel, still making content with Luxiem and stuff, more songs of Luxiem, but the thing is, I don't, like, you know, I guess AR Live, but I think that's a major reason as to why people stay. And why do people stay? Because of things like AR Live. I mean, with things like you know, things like being able to perform concerts, singing, performing, making albums. I think that's why like stuff like Hollywood Live, they retain so many of their talents, because they have something to offer that the talents can't really do outside, I guess, an indie, which is singing, which is music. And honestly, if you're not a singer, or you don't have aspirations to be a singer or perform on concerts, what really is there to offer when Mysta is a more individual based creator? He doesn't collab as much with other people. He's more of like a lone wolf in terms of content. I think, I'm not saying that he doesn't, like, he hates the concept of performing, he wouldn't want to perform, but I don't see him as like wanting to, you know, to be a singer, wanting to perform, and that really being something that would keep him in, you know, keep him in EN to like do like 3D concerts and stuff. I just think that, sadly, I don't think it's the company's fault, but I just think the concept of the whole remote branches, like EN, how everybody lives remotely in different countries, I think that is going to make things harder. And inevitably, I think that speeds up the I think that's why there's a way higher percentage of chance for like EN people to graduate more early on compared to JP, because I think JP has a healthier ecosystem. Because you think about JP and think about, okay, if Luxiem hypothetically was Japanese, like they were Japanese and they lived in Japan, they would have, you know, they would have their Luxiem channel, they would have an office they go to, they could speak to all the other JP people, they could go and record songs in person, have 3D concerts, they would have had a 1-year anniversary concert by now, they would have had Mr. Worry would have had a 3D debut by now. There's so many things that would have happened, and being able to actually go outside and go to a facility, go to an office, speak to other genmates, speak to people, speak to the Luxiem members, speak to your managers in person, that can do a lot to help you emotionally and mentally and make you feel less trapped and isolated by basically being stuck in your room 24/7 all day making content by yourself in your room. Because, you know, you are talking to obviously the people in Ian are friends, but you are most of the time just speaking to them online. And I think naturally being able to see people in person builds a more closer net bond. And I think that is why inherently I think JP has a healthier ecosystem than EN, and that's why I honestly think that there's a more likelihood and a more likeliness for EN to graduate. And I don't think that is inherently the company's fault at all. I don't think that's the company's fault. I don't put any blame on like any colors of company for that. That's just like sadly just having a branch like this, the reality of that, when people with all remote in all different countries, obviously it's going to be like that. And I just think because of that, and because of that reality, it's a lot harder to do things. And I think that does have a better, like the puts the percentage of people feeling more burnt out in EN higher. And I think the likelihood or chances of an EN member graduating or having a shorter lifespan makes more sense. And so, you know, and the reality is, okay, Mysta can very much so do this on his own. Right, he can very easily leave and do a case on. Leave and grow an audience, or like, you know, like the Mystake's are gonna find him. The Mystake's will 100% find him. Go and find Mysta, and then, you know, obviously watch him as an indie. I'm not sure if he will do that. I think there is a possibility that I feel like I think he does feel very burnt out, but I think there is a possibility. I don't think it's impossible that he takes a break, an extended break for a while, and then comes back as an indie on Twitch, on YouTube, whatever, and the Mystakes find him and they obviously start following him. I can see that, and I can definitely see him as an indie grow a massive audience, or obviously retain a pretty decent percentage of his audience, especially, you know, he's gotten that big where I don't think he necessarily needs the company to be successful. I don't. And that's the thing with like a lot of massive corporate VTubers. They can leave and they can be successful on their own.
Threats on me and my family, your kindness prevailed above all of this. Thank you. When I joined, the first thing that was released with the boys was a music video called Hope in the Dark. I'd never sung before, and it was extremely exciting to be part of something so new to my world that I lived in. Little did I know how impactful those lyrics truly would be in the long run, and how ironic they were. I wasn't put here to be your hope in the dark, but instead, I feel in life I was put here for you to be mine. You truly were my hope in the dark. Dark turned to light.
Mr.
I don't think anyone will ever read these words from this book in Minecraft, but you are all reading it now, live, and that's all that truly matters to me. I hope these words give you comfort, because you all provided me with much of that. In the end of the day, naming you all Mystakes was the biggest mistake. You are the furthest things from this. You are all special, you're all talented, you all deserve happiness and a great future. Sorry I had to go like this, please forgive me.
I don't forgive you, Nike.
Signed, Mr. Rios.
He's a con in it.
Con in
Wave
it.
4, Luxiem. Con in it, everybody.
Con in it.
Boom.
Oh my god, Mr.
No. It kind of just made me sad. It said almost 2 years. Like, oh, fuck. Can you at least make it to 2 years? Make it to the 2-year anniversary? Fuck.
Never forget, because I will never forget you guys.
Yeah, why are our graves smaller than Mysta's?
Okay.
That's kind of unfair.
And that is our gravestones.
Am I
So,
dead?
Everything
Did
I
I
said in there.
die?
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. You have been truly, truly amazing
Am I
to
dead?
me.
Should I build? Maybe I could bury you outside.
And I hope you can support everyone even if I'm not here. Please continue to be nice to everyone. Please never take your Oshi for granted. Always treat every day with, you know, optimism. Whether they're, you know, maybe they're having downtime. Maybe they're having the time of their life. Either way, try to support them, even during the downtimes, okay? Because, I mean, I'm very vocal about stuff, but a lot of people here are not.
That's
And
true.
There are a lot of people here who struggle with a lot of things in and out of work, and, you know, there is more reasons
Yeah, that's why I have a lot of respect for Misty. He's very real and genuine.
than, you know, someone can easily just say, well, they're probably not streaming because they're lazy. Or they're probably not streaming because they're visiting some certain person or doing this or
It's like,
that.
I'm going off collab.
so stupid.
When in reality, there's more to it than what you care about. These people, they all have their own lives.
Content creators and streamers are human. They're human beings. But okay, so yeah, that was Mr. message. Just kind of sad. Okay, I kind of wanted to, yeah, I kind of wanted to talk a bit on like more on what I wanted to, like, you know, what my thoughts on him graduating and like his reasons on graduating, as in like looking at it more from like an individual standpoint and more of a sympathetic standpoint in that sense. I feel like a lot of people kind of just like oh, you know, the company sucks. It's like, oh, come on, I don't think it's 100% the company. I don't think it's just like any color. I feel like it's a very easy thing to do to just say, oh, any color sucks, you know, like it's very easy to just say that, but I feel like there is a lot more to it than just that. I think there's a ton more to it than just that. There's a ton more just like individual aspects of it and personal aspects of it that, you know, that goes into play. But yeah, I hope that you guys did enjoy this video. If you did enjoy this video, please consider like, subscribe, and join the community on our channel, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.